just going back to what, we always implement, pick up your phone, answer those calls, be there for your client, serve your client, because you never know, Justin, just how impactful that client can be to their community, to, other people around them, how much they can actually market for you on your behalf because of the service you gave them.
Welcome back to Good Better Broker as we bring in Haley McGovern. She is a loan officer with CMS Mortgage Solutions and is also known as the Lender Lady in her home market of Maine. Haley, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So a bit about you, Haley. 5 years in the industry now, 2 years for you owning your own company, and you have rocketed your way to the top in the state of Maine, where you are now a top 3 LO in the state. And for you, Haley, you've had some breakthroughs along the way, and that has been instrumental to your success. So to kick things off, I want to ask you, why do you believe that all mortgage loan originators, not just you, are one connection away from a career breakthrough?
Yeah, I personally myself, Justin, as I became a loan officer, I oddly got connected with one of the top realtors in my market. And I think that was the universe telling me you are where you need to be. And I've always taken that as a sign. But I think just going back to what, we always implement, pick up your phone, answer those calls, be there for your client, serve your client, because you never know, Justin, just how impactful that client can be to their community, to, other people around them, how much they can actually market for you on your behalf because of the service you gave them.
All right, so let's go back to this story because I want you to tell it. Tell us the exact situation and how it happened for you with the client whose listing agent wouldn't accept their offer.
Yeah, this was now one of my biggest referrals as a client. I mostly get a lot of my business from realtors, but this client, he submitted an offer to his dream home. The listing agent pretty much got the offer and was like, this is from a lender we know has a bad reputation, like get it with someone else that's local. We'll make it happen. I mean, this was probably 7 p.m. on a Friday. I got this notification, and throughout the weekend, the borrower and I worked together to get him pre-approved. Got the loan funded in 2 weeks with UWM. Now the client literally sends me his sister, his aunt, his brother. Like my business has gained so much from that referral. And, all because what? I was willing to pick up my phone at 7 p.m. on a Friday.
Do you ever think about that? About all the business that has come your way because of that exact scenario?
I do. And and it's so funny because this client's name is actually the city that I'm from. His name is Pedro, and I'm from San Pedro. And so it's so funny. I'm like, this person has changed my life. And, he'll text me, his family will text me, thank you so much for what you do. And I just feel like, being there for them, because I also, helped them with their whole loan where they weren't really understanding first-time buyers. And, I changed their life and they changed mine.
It's a great story. There's another one like this, and this one involves a realtor, and they had a tricky situation, and you were all over it for them. How'd this one go?
There's been a lot of those, Justin. I always tell my agents, even as you're listing houses, seeing properties, fill me in as the loan officer. That's your go-to. Like, I'm in your pocket with you. So, I have a lot of agents that call me on listings like, hey, I have this house that has X, Y, and Z wrong with it. Like, what type of products can I get going? Or, hey, I have this buyer. We just saw this house. Like, what can we do here? So I feel like those just happen all the time, where having a loan officer in your back pocket is a game changer.
So you've got a couple of, memorable situations that you can draw back on. But when it comes to your overall business, most of it, Haley, comes from realtor referrals. What in your mind has it taken to get to that point?
Honestly, I think it goes back to doing what you say you're going to do. So if I issue a pre-approval letter, it's not like, hey, here you go. Like, hope this works out. It's like, here you are. I'm going to close your loan in 2 weeks. Let's get your deal secured for you. And I feel like as, the years have passed and other people, deals have fallen through, and then I come in at the end and get it done fast, my reputation has just grown where now realtors are like, we want to use you because we're scared of using someone else.
So you can tell they've been burned in the past.
Absolutely.
And now you're at a point where they're actually marketing for you.
Which is so crazy. Like, this is what people don't talk about, I feel like, is how to get people marketing for you on your behalf. I will tell you, Justin, I am the worst marketer ever. Like, if I meet you in a crowd, all I'm going to be like is, hey, like, be your friend. I will never tell you I'm a mortgage broker and like fill out my application, But I have realtors that will go out and, oh, you need a loan? Oh, call Haley and then call me. And then, like, let's get this going.
It's amazing. And I would never guess that about you because you're so outgoing. You have such great energy, but you're humble at the same time. So that's good. Tell us, what's your approach if you're reaching out to an agent you've never worked with before?
Ooh, I really don't do this. I'm going to be honest. When Matt was talking earlier about calling 25 realtors, it's one of those things where if I'm working with a realtor and they're on the list side, I always make sure to keep them updated through the process. Hey, listing agent, this is where we're at. We've gotten the approval. You've got the EMD. We've got the appraisal scheduled. But other than that, I really don't cold call realtors. What I actually do, which I think is a really cool thing for other people to do, is even tomorrow, what we're doing is we're hosting a continued ed course for real estate agents, where once a month, every month for the year, we're bringing in 30 to 35 realtors, giving them continued ed training, which they need, and just spotlighting the business. Like, I'm here to help. If you need me, I'm here. But, psychologically having them come to me, I think is a game changer because, you don't want to chase around realtors. Like, that's not what I want to do.
And when you say they come to you, they actually are coming to you because you have this awesome brick and mortar set up in downtown Wyndham where you're located. Go on her Instagram, folks, and check it out. She's lender.lady. Your social media person does a fabulous job of highlighting your brick and mortar. But tell me about how that space, that physical space, has allowed you to cultivate some of these real estate relationships.
Honestly, I feel like my brick and mortar was a game changer in my business where when to give you a backstory, I live less than a mile away. It's the closest commercial unit to my house. So they say the closer you are to work, the happier you are. And, when I saw that for lease sign, I remember literally just being like, oh my, this is the world saying I need this office. But having a spot it makes you have so much legitimacy. So like, obviously if I wasn't where I'm at, I wouldn't have an office. So as people are going there and they're seeing my nice office, they're like, this lady knows what she's doing. So it gets you kind of like that street credit that you're looking for as a loan officer. But it also is my space. So I'm there by myself. Everyone that works with me works remotely. So it's like the weirdest thing, Justin, because I feel like it's like my sanctuary to just get things done. And a lot of times I'll just walk around my office having these very serious conversations with people, but it's such a vibe there that when I walk in, I'm like, let's get this going, like I'm excited.
It's a cool space. Maybe we'll have to come out there and check it out sometime if we ever make our way to Maine. We'll take the show on the road. Haley, we talked about, reaching out to new agents. That might not be your bread and butter. But what about the agents that you are working with? And maybe it's early on in the relationship. What do you do to kind of grow those relationships and make sure that they know, like you said, that you're going to be there for them?
So I think what I do that truly sets me apart with my realtors or everyone that works with me, I show them a genuine care. So like when they call me, and let's say, for example, I don't have my phone right now, but let's say, for example, we were out doing something and I saw one of my top agents is calling me. I'm going to pick up and be like, hey, let me call you back. So I think giving them the service that they're looking for, having that support in your back pocket, but just having a genuine relationship with them, like just what we talk about talking to clients, like, what do you like to do? Like, what's fun for you? And then I have events at the office sometimes where I invite them out to events and just try to build a real relationship with them where it's not so transactional of like, let's get this closed, like, oh yeah. And then, anyone can do that. But having that real relationship with these people, that's what they care about. Like, that's what will make the relationship last.
And it's a long game too, right? Because you're going to have those breakthroughs that we talked about from time to time, but you can't always count on them happening. And you actually said that some of the connections that you made between 6 and 12 months ago are just now starting to come through with business. What do you attribute that to?
I always tell people that I talk to that are newer at anything, I'm like, plant the seed. Plant the seed. Guess what? that plant, all these, they might be fake, but, but, like you have to plant seeds. And when you plant seeds, it's not to eat tomorrow. When you're growing vegetables, it's not like, hey, I'm going to go plant this and we're going to have it for dinner. It's like, I'm planting this for down the road. So I think always having that mentality of thinking down the road will allow you to plant those seeds with different realtors, different clients, different people. I think honestly, just being one with your community. So that's something that I want to implement more this year, is just being a part of the community, and just being real and legitimate will help grow your business.
It's a great point. And, just being yourself is so underrated. And obviously you've got it down. So good for you. Back to those two scenarios, those two situations we talked about at the top of the conversation, where it was kind of a breakthrough for you. When you think about all the business that has come your way from those two individuals, one being a borrower and one from a real estate agent, what comes to mind for you?
I honestly I feel so grateful. I feel like, what we were just talking about, just be who you are. For a long time, Justin, I tried to fit in with the crowd, and that got me nowhere fast. So now where, I can truly just be myself and have these realtors and clients actually appreciate me, it goes back to like me feeling like I'm exactly where I need to be.
And you also said, and you told me when we were talking about this before the interview, that for a while you were playing defense. Now it's the other way around. You're playing offense. How much of that do you kind of attribute to those breakthroughs and the fact that you have realtors who are out there marketing on your behalf, and you have people that are sending you referrals? Does that make you maybe more confident to go out there and play more aggressively?
Oh my gosh, yes. I feel like why I've always been defensive. I played the last defender in soccer my whole growing up childhood, and I have a very strong, I'm a very strong defender of what we have, but going out to the playing field and getting the business is something that I am now going through, and the growing pains are very real. It's very uncomfortable. But I think it did give me so much of that confidence that I needed to really go out there and get it. But honestly, Justin, I have to give it to my team, Karina, Deshawn, Kristen, my processor, Keith, they immensely have helped me grow in ways and seen opportunity in me that honestly, sometimes I didn't see. I remember Karina getting with me and she was like, there's no reason you're not doing 100 deals a year. And I was like, whoa, Karina, you're a dreamer. And no one's ever pulled me aside and been like, why are you not meeting your full potential? And I was like, well, that's not really the life I want. She's like, what are you talking about? We could have a whole team for you. And, in the beginning, it was really hard for me to trust my team, where I'm so anal and such a micromanager that I was really kicking myself in the foot. And finally, my first deal that I let my processor actually do his job, he absolutely knocked it out of the park. And I was like, and I remember him calling me and after that I was, obviously get on my squad, I'm never letting you go. And he called me, a few months after, what changed, Haley? And I was like, I let you do your job. And that was so powerful for me to learn as a leader. We're in the leadership training today. As a leader, I'm like, oh my God, I kicked myself in the foot. And here we are absolutely killing it now that I let him do his job.
Okay. So as a leader, which you are, and you're learning more as you are here, what's your message for others as far as not just, how to go get the breakthrough that you had, but how to set yourself up for it, how to always be ready and put yourself in position so that when that breakthrough opportunity comes along, you're ready to take advantage?
Being a leader is it's hard, because if you care, and hopefully everyone, and I know people listening to this, you're obviously listening because you care a lot, but it goes back to when things hit the fan, you've got to be the one to stand up and say, hey, this isn't right for whatever reason, and here's X, Y, and Z on how to get there. But, going back to it, it's don't kick yourself in the foot. Don't do what I did, and do everything yourself with a baby and pregnant. Let people help you, give people the chance. And, obviously if there's things to tweak, communicate. So the breakdown of most things, and, I've learned this in, just relationships, marriage, friendships, everything, is that most of the time it's a breakdown of communication where you don't set, here's my expectation for you. And if you don't meet it, we need to have a conversation. So I think what it is just being open to having those really hard conversations. That's hard for people. Confronting people can be tough. So people sit on the sidelines. But I would say, if you're looking to grow your business, don't sit on the sidelines. Go after it. Do things that are uncomfortable for you to do. This is uncomfortable for me to do. Here I am. And then do what you say you're going to do. If you say, hey, Justin, I'm going to lead our team and we're going to get here, get us there. And if you don't, I want a great explanation on what happened. Justin, if I'm relying on you for income, and you're not producing because you want to go to Aruba for 2 months, or whatever, it's like, how could I rely on you? You know what I mean? So just do what you say you're going to do and don't be scared to get in. But if you get in, you got to put both feet in.
It's valuable advice, and it's just super cool to see how far you've come in a relatively short amount of time. You and I first met, when you were relatively new as an LO. Since then, you've opened your own shop, you got married, you've got 2 kids now, and you're thriving. So really happy for you and all your success. Keep up the great work, and thanks so much for doing this. Haley McGovern, the lender lady with CMS Mortgage Solutions. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you for watching Good Better Broker and helping us support independent mortgage brokers everywhere. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to be notified about new videos, as well as your preferred podcast platform for a new episode every other Tuesday.